Welcome to Phuket News TV and welcome to Kimala here in Kamala, an amazing resort. We've already been here once before, but today we've got Bill Barnett from C9 Hotel Works. Bill, today we're talking about sustainability. Is it just a buzzword?
It's a great time. Actually, we're here to get out of the box. Actually, Kimala is a great property which really exhibits some great sustainability practices. Phuket's a tourism island, and what's more important than sustainability?
Well, sustainability, though, you can say it and you can put it on your name card when people walk in the door, but what is sustainability? How can people see a hotel that is truly sustainable?
I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to take it one step at a time, and we brought some great speakers up Greenview with Eric and Grace from Singapore to try to give people practical ideas. I know Anthony is here from Trisara as well, and they're doing some highly sustainable practices there in terms of water. And again, it starts with a small step, and that's what we're trying to do here today.
How's Asia going in the sustainability stakes?
Asia lags, without a doubt. Asia's behind the scene. And again, the East often lapses in terms of the West's practices. But it's increasingly important, and hey, that's why we're here today. Tourism and sustainability go hand in hand. So.
All right, let's find about sustainability at Amcham today. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Tim.
Now we're speaking to Eric, who's the founder of Greenview. Welcome to Amcham. Thanks for joining us on Phuket News TV. What's Greenview all about?
Thank you. Greenview is a sustainability consultancy. We work with travel and tourism, but focused mostly on hotel companies. We are a consultancy that, instead of working normally at property level, helping with the pieces here and there, look at the industry-wide ability to advance sustainability. So we do this through consulting at organizational levels and through research across the industry.
When it comes to hospitality these days, in 2016, how do hotels apply the idea of sustainability to the designs and the way they run the hotel?
Well, I think that there's a lot of ways hotels can apply. There's a misconception that it needs to be all or nothing, that it's either sustainable or it's not. But pretty much everyone on the planet is learning about sustainability. And so it's from just having the very basic programs, starting on a path, to the hotels that really eat, live, and breathe it in their design throughout. I think it really depends on if you're trying to look at what's the motivation and the guest experience, or are you trying to demonstrate to your stakeholders that you're making a positive impact regardless of what type of a hotel you are.
It's like you can say, oh, we believe in sustainability, but how do you actually see it in the way a hotel runs?
Right, well, unfortunately,
it's more than just recycling the towels.
Exactly, and unfortunately that's one of the stigmatisms and the dilemmas we have to solve as an industry. If you look at the amazing things a lot of hotels are doing back of house, the guest won't see it. And unfortunately, the only thing that a guest usually sees is that card would say, please help us save the world and reuse your linens and towels. Yeah. There's a lot of interesting, cool stuff going on in hotels that we can do a better job of communicating to guests about to help improve their experience and make them feel better about their stay.
What do you think, how many people actually do recycle their towels? Is there a percentage, or is there any studies by companies like yourselves?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it does vary. Now, participation varies also depending on how you have the card. You can place the card in one area versus another, and that's going to increase. You can tell a better message about whether you're supporting others and helping it, or you can actually just say, we're going to change your linens if you place the card on, not if you don't place the card. So there's a lot of ways you can do it, but if you look at participation, then some are going to do it, some are not, and there's no one size, because you may participate one night, one not, but at least you have that consciousness that there is an impact you can provide support to.
Eric, as far as the design and the running of hotels in 2016, what are some obvious things that people can look for to see if they are being run sustainably?
Well, the first thing, if you're designing and setting a hotel to go, the first thing you can do is check and see if your equipment is going to be efficient, right? If your HVAC systems, your buildings, your heating, your cooling, your lighting, all of that, really check and see if it's going to be efficient, because that's going to save you money over a long time. That's one of the things we see now, is that investors and owners will put in a lot of money because they like a grand public area, but that's going to cost more money. But because it's not shiny, won't put in efficient boilers. So that's one. But on the second is really pay attention to the materials that you're using to build, because that's the question that people are starting to ask is the material this is made of harmful to me, harmful to the environment? So that's one of the things you can just ask that question.
Okay. It's such a buzzword, sustainability, and I'm sure that's a problem for you in some ways, that people sort of go, sustainable, blah, blah, blah. But it's become really important. How is Asia doing in the sustainability business compared to other parts of the world and Western countries?
Well, I think like we see all over the world, some people are leading in one areas and some people are leading in others. And so Asia is doing a fantastic job of integrating sustainability into the guest experience. There's a lot of cultural and natural heritage rightly embedded with sustainability. So that's doing a good job. On the more regulation-driven side, it's actually coming up and leading in a lot of ways on the market regulation. For example, stock exchanges in Asia requiring that hotel companies and other publicly traded companies disclose what they're doing about environmental, social, and governance information. However, we still need to see that push from the customer to help along a little bit more.
Thanks for joining us at Amcham. Time for the free plug. What's your website?
www.greenview.sg.
Couldn't be easier. Thanks for joining us, Eric.
Thank you. My pleasure. Enjoy.
Right, fascinating topic, sustainability. Bill, what's the take-home message from today?
I think roll up your sleeves and do something. Anything's better than nothing.
And if we're going to stay in a hotel, should we sort of be asking questions about how sustainable they are? How do we know if a hotel's sustainable?
I mean, you've got to ask questions, ask practical questions, look around you. Forget that anomalous tent card about not putting your towels down at night, things like that. Yeah. But again, clear sustainability. We all take a footprint. The carbon footprint's important, so do something.
Bill, you stay in a lot of hotels. Do you recycle your towels?
I do.
If you'd say anything you like, we wouldn't know. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thanks, Tim.
Bill Barnett there from C9 Hotel Works, and this has been Amcham on Phuket News TV. Thanks for joining us. This is the Phuket News. This is Novosti Phuketa. This is Puji Dao Xinwen, the new Chinese language newspaper for Phuket. Available at 600 locations around Phuket. Your island, your newspapers.